The middle of a presidential campaign is the worst possible time to have a debate like this, because this is a debate that has two very unappetizing, obvious answers: stay indefinitely or leave and, quote, surrender. If we leave, it's sometime in the next few years. I do think it is likely that in the short term there will be a violent struggle for power in Iraq among the many armed militia and parties that we are currently now supporting many of. That's going to look like it was a terrible mistake to leave. On the other hand, if we stay, our presence in the region is more than an irritant. It is an igniter of opposition to us, not just in Iraq, but across the region. It looks like many believe we invaded in the first place to gain control of Iraq's oil resources. And what we do with the Iraqi oil law, and in particular how much power foreign oil companies have, multinationals have, over the exploitation of Iraqi oil resources, is going to mean a great deal about what people see. But if we stay, it becomes a pretext in the region, or a centerpiece of what defines the power struggles in this very unsettled part of the world. And this will be an experiment, whether we stay or go, where we will never know what the other choice would have meant. And so, because there are no appetizing answers, there has to be a wide degree of public consensus in this country about the right route to go, or we will tear ourselves apart the way we did over Vietnam for generations, I think. The president was very, very clear on what the purpose of the surge was. It was to reduce the level of violence in order to achieve a political reconciliation, or to create breathing space for political reconciliation. I think it is the case that the Sunnis are getting more and more disappointed and less hopeful that the things that they felt were promised to them will happen. So there is an unknowable deadline approaching when they will no longer wait for them. There was supposed to be a revision of the Constitution, a meaningful one, that would give them a greater role than the original Constitution did. And you may remember that right after the Constitution was approved, there was a promise that it would be amended. That hasn't happened. The fact that government can't deliver more services, basic services, water, sewage, electricity, etc., also reflects the government's incompetence and corruption more than evil intent towards the Sunnis, but partly that as well. There is an unknowable period during which they will wait and hope for that change, and at some point that will run out. And then we face a much bigger problem.